What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football. No, this is not Victory Monday, but this is, a Monday where we will, talk about our Washington Commanders taking on the Denver Broncos. And, from a Sunday night football perspective, we showed up and showed out, right? But our team did not come away with the W. And our team, went down 26-27 to the Denver Broncos in overtime. Definitely a action-packed game. Some key moments that stood out to me. We will dive into the highlights of the game. There is one highlight that I know everybody want to see and go over and touch and talk about a little bit. But first off, we're gonna get into some of the stats from last night's game. Shout out to the Denver Broncos, man, for showing up and showing out. Um, it was definitely a game that was, came down to the wire. A lot of people had us, getting blown out. They thought they were gonna come to Northwest Stadium and hang 40 on our head. And for the last 2 weeks, shout out to DQ taking over the defense, has in moments and spurts, but 4 quarters of football held teams to under 30 the last 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is an overtime 27-26 victory. And it was a hard fought game, from the start of the game all the way up into the end. And I know there's no such thing as more victories. I get it. I understand why a lot of people don't try to hang their hats on it. But for me, with the season pretty much over for us, there's really no playoff hopes. I don't even know the mathematics behind it, like even if we have a chance or not. But I'm okay with us not making the playoffs this year. I've come to that realization that that's not happening. We would not get to see how we answers last year's success with more success. And a lot of that has been injury plague, due to us having a lot of injuries, key injuries that we kind of would, need guys that was, put on to season ending injuries. Some guys who got hurt early on, and shout out to Will Harris and making his way back. Losing guys like Terry McLaurin, then getting them back and then losing them again. And then ultimately losing our franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels, JD5. Losing him for 2 weeks, get him back, losing right back again, get him back, and then lose him again. And now there's talks of him potentially coming back against the Minnesota Vikings. But we're going to start with, breaking down the stats. And just going over the game and like what I thought, and then we're gonna watch some highlights and then just get my recap on what I saw from the game. So Marcus Mariota, we already know, was coming in and playing for JD5, dude, who's nursing, coming back from his left elbow injury that he had against the Seattle Seahawks. And we knew that, but with Marcus Mariota playing, we also got somebody back for our offense. And I'm just gonna say this straight up. And a lot of people may not like this take, but I don't care. Getting Terry McLaurin back on that football field gave a new breath of life to this team, man. Seeing him come out there and produce and show up and show out. 7 catches, 96 yards, I believe. If I scroll down a little bit, 7 catches, 96 yards, and then he found the touchdown, 14 targets. And it's just good to see him on the football field. It's hard for defenses to, stack the box, even though they still did that this week. I mean, last night. And we'll see it in some of these plays that, we're going to watch C-Rod and Jeremy McNichols and Jacory run the ball. You could just still see that the run game is like, hey, y'all, we're going to stack this box and we're going to play man and we're going to see if y'all can beat us one-on-ones. That's what the defense seems like. They was blitzing gaps, or they was run committing like they had no fear whatsoever in our run game, or they didn't want none of our running backs to get going. Did we still find some minimum success in the run game? Yeah, C-Rod, 11 catches, 41, carries, found his way into the end zone. Jeremy McNichols, 6 carries, 30 yards, and Jacory. And I just want to say something real quick about Jeremy McNichols, and I gotta publicly apologize to Jeremy McNichols because One, I thought it was a little bit disrespectful that he was wearing CP, Clinton Porter's number, plus also wearing, with AP, but he wasn't giving us none of, CP type of runs. But I got to take that back. CP, I mean, like Jeremy McNichols, bro, he's been that running back out the backfield, whether it be a run or receiving the ball, that, he turns nothing into something. Like not every time he touches the ball, but like he always gives us a play or two where he turns some negative or no yardage into a big yardage gain. And I'm like, damn, Slim. I got to take back what I spoke about my man Jeremy McNichols and that staying on the team. At the beginning of the season, I was kind of happy. I wouldn't have been upset if we cut him or let him go, and kept some other guys on the roster. But hey, man, shout out to you, Jeremy Nichols. I publicly apologize for disrespecting you like that, my guy. Because man, he comes in the game, he blocks, he runs the ball aggressively, he catches the ball, and he wiggles his way out of like tackles and get big gains. Like certain moments in the game when we need it too. So it's like you can't just continue to dog or say you was better off without. Nah, Slim, we actually needed you. We needed you this game. Marcus Mariota went 28 for 50. I did not know he threw the ball 50 times, but that kind of watching the post game conference with Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss talking, man, and then they brought the tight end that used to play for us. I can't think of his name right now. But he came in and kind of spoke a lot. He speak about a lot about the schematics and the scheming. But he kind of alluded to, it's like, and Brian Mitchell alluded to this. It's like, why do we often see us alleviate or get away from the run game when it's working? I don't understand it either. And maybe that's the Cliff Kingsbury, play calling that we got to live with and die with, is that he's a heavy passing style offensive coordinator. I mean, because even with JD5 playing, we see him throw the ball 30 plus times as well. But to see him throw the ball 50 times last night, now could that have been because they stacked the box and it was forcing us to throw it, and they was going to live and die with Marcus Mariota making throws? Even though he made some good throws, he made a bad throw early on in the game. I think it was right before we went into halftime. Trying to, climb the pocket, didn't see nothing downfield. And he said in his presser, he said that he tried to get the ball out of bounds. But that Bama was looking right and threw the ball left. And he didn't get enough, and he jumped through it as well. And you would think, like, all right, you jumped on it, it should give you a little bit more power, but damn it, that shit didn't work. And he ended up throwing a pick and to Greenlaw, and that's cool. Like, it's not something that you would want to see. It's a backup quarterback. So I don't take it like that with JD5. It's like, come on, JD5. Like, I expect better out of you, but it's a backup quarterback. I don't give him no pass, but it's just like, all right, I take it with a grain of salt. Like, he made a bad throw. It is what it is. But he also ran the ball well. 10 carries, 55 yards. He had some nice key runs that extended the drive for us or moved the chains for us. And that's all you can ask from a backup. I didn't expect to see that much production from our offense with Marcus Mariota, but I stand corrected. He showed up. He definitely made some throws that we needed. And shout out to Zach Ertz. 10 catches, 106. He had 13 targets. And I've been kind of hard on critiquing Zach Ertz as well from a receiving standpoint, because it's like Slim catches the ball, but he don't give us no yak. But last night, Slim looked like he tapped into his old, like he went and tapped into the time machine, down the back a couple of years to the Eagle years, and he got some yak off some catches. I'm like, hey, Slim, I ain't even know Zach Ertz can do that. When he start doing shit like this? And I gotta give him a round of applause. Man. He had a hell of a game last night. Now going into our defense. The defense played well. I'll say this. The defense did not play like super bad, but it was just moments, and it's just moments and moments in the game. I'm just like, DQ, like, man, bro, you got to put some pressure on Bo Nix, man. You got to put some pressure on him. And when we did get pressure, that one time we got pressure and made him step outside and not allow him to reset his feet, guess what we get? We get an interception. by the oldest player on our team, I think, and Bobby Wag. Like that one, who the fuck thought Bobby Wagner was gonna catch a fucking pick? I'm just gonna say that. He didn't caught 2 this season, so I'm gonna shut up. But nobody could tell me that, hey man, Slim, like Bobby Wag gonna get us a couple of picks this season. He's second, I think, in picks right now. He's right behind Mike Sanders still. And it's like, damn, like you see, whew, that's kind of damn, like it was good to see, but it's just also it's like you want to kind of see us get a lot more pressure on, a second year quarterback, just like any other quarterback, like you would want to get pressure on any other quarterback in the league. You put pressure on quarterbacks and you've seen it around the league, man. You put pressure, you get consistent pressure on QBs, that clock starts to speed up a lot, man. And it's just like we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing from a pass rush perspective. We saw Preston Smith out there, couldn't really give us much. Jacob Martin, I seen him just, blitzing with his hair on fire, not really keeping too much contained. I seen him get caked a couple of times. I wouldn't say he had his best game, but hey man, what can we get from guys that we wasn't expected to be starters for us? And kind of trying to be, a rotational guy. The only sack that we had is from a guy that we haven't seen get to the quarterback pretty much all year last year. Like Frankie Louvu had a hell of a rush from the outside, and thank God that on the back end of the defense held up enough to allow him to come all the way around and loop back. And Bo Nix stepped up, but then he tried to get out of the pocket again. And, Frankie Louvu was right there. I think it was a fumble. I think it was a fumble for sure. I'm going to say it was a fumble, but he recovered it, so it's all good. But that was the only real pressure that we really put on Bo Nix last night. And it's just like, man, you would love to see some guys that can win on first and second down, but we just don't have that type of talent on defense right now. So we're relying on, veteran guys that, we didn't, expect to come and give us much. And even a guy like Von Miller, who's been getting more increased play time because of all the injuries we've had at the pass rusher position, is now forcing him to play a lot more football with a lot less production, if that makes sense. I think if we could have minimized his snaps and brought him in as like, hey, we winning with like a Dorrance Armstrong or a Dietrich Wise, even Frankie Louvu, we winning with those guys. It's like, all right, and look, they just blocking him straight up, one-on-one. They're not sending the double team at Von Miller. And I know it's not the Von Miller of the Denver Broncos. I get it. I understand it. I would not try to fight that fight with nobody. He is not the Von Miller of the Denver Broncos anymore. Like, do we still got a good get off? Yes, he can still get off the ball, but you just don't see him really pressing the tackles towards the quarterback like how we used to see. Like you just don't see it. You just don't see it. But you gotta. But another guy that pretty much stood out for me during this game was Deron Payne. He's coming back off of a 1-game suspension that he should have been suspended on. I'm just a firm believer of getting it right. Hey, if it was something done to him earlier, hey, this is a grown ass man, bro. Like the NFL definitely need to start really looking at like when guys are appealing certain things. Like, let's look at the totality. Let's hear the case out. Like, this man got struck in the face. Like, and I get you still got to have a level of professionalism, but sometimes professionalism goes out the window when you've been professionalism wasn't shown to you. So it's like, how can I continue to uphold and be professional inside of a game, a heated battle as it all? We already knew that game had some extra heightened levels of tension, against the Detroit Lions. But it's just like, damn, like how the fuck y'all going? Like, he appealed it, but you kind of see that, damn, he wasn't the culprit of this. Like, he didn't initiate it. He's not the big bad wolf that a lot of fans and people try to call him out to be. He got chin checked. And what he said coming back that week, he's like, only thing I regret is not, swinging back on him, when it first occurred. And I respect that. We all, in the heat of the moment, you don't think about things. But, hey, when that shit fester and then you come back and you walk past me, you say some shit, some more extra shit. Oh, yeah, I might pop off on you. I might pop off on you. Is that the right thing to do? To a lot of people say, nah, man, you can't hurt your team. But at the same time, hey man, you a man first. Don't let nobody ever disrespect you like that. Or you could have pulled the Aaron Donald, wait to the end of the game, put the helmet on and then ran up on Slim at the end of the game and then got your licks off, it wouldn't hurt your team, and you probably still would have missed the game. I don't even know if if Aaron Donald got suspended the next week, but yeah, I'm just saying. But getting back to it, I'm going to say this. Mike Sanders stepping out to the outside cornerback may be a discussion that DQ and the defense of coaches might have to really visit, y'all. I'm sorry to say this, but Mike Sanders still looks much more comfortable playing the outside cornerback than he does play the slot for us. I'm just saying, like, he looks much more comfortable. He was coming up being physical, making those tackles down at the line of scrimmage. He made some plays. I don't even think that he was targeted that much, but the plays that did come his way, did he give up a catch? They pretty much attacked Jonathan Jones for real, who did not play the best football game, but he played predominantly well. But that's what I mean, lapsing and getting back into analyzing the defense. It's just like, man, we went more zone based again, and we gave up more, and then the times that we went man, we got bit, and the times that we did blitz, I just don't like the blitz design. You blitzing the same, safety and linebacker down the same gap. It's like, man, why you didn't run a stunt off of that on the inside to, hey, if he steps up and tries to escape up the A or B gap, you got a D tackle, you got 2 D tackles right there. Because y'all running a stunt off of that. But it is what it is. I'm just a couch analyst and somewhat I think of a defensive coordinator myself and how I think I can scheme up blitzes to disguise and throw quarterbacks off and try to get pressure even when we can't get pressure with our front full. But majority of the game, y'all, we sent 4 rushes. 4 rushes would allow Bo Nix to sit back there and just, I'm not gonna say pick us apart, but take what we was giving up. And that was the dink and dunk to Evan Ingram. When I think Evan Ingram had 6 catches, 79 yards. Cortland Sutton had 5 for a tud. And that was just an amazing throw by Bo Nix. So shout out to him. I thought his knee hit the ground, but it damn sure didn't. It damn sure didn't. It didn't hit the ground. It didn't hit the ground. So you gotta tip your head off to him making some hell of a throws. But then we gonna get, now that we talked about Eddie Goldman played a good, had some good plays last night. Noah Iganagabi, he played some good football last night. From a coverage standpoint, I would like to see him play a little bit better. But his first game getting a lot of snaps, man, this week, it is what it is. I take it with a grain of salt. Will Harris returning back off of, a broken leg. I think he broke his leg or broke his ankle, one of the two. But Will Harris coming back, man. He gave up a crucial 3rd down, man, which is like the 3rd down was like, man, you just want him to get more depth, because if you get a little bit more depth, I think he picks that ball off that was thrown to Cortland Sutton on the sideline, and that converted the 3rd down. We'll probably see it in the highlights when we go over it. But throughout the game, I think he played pretty well. Jeremy Reeves, Jeremy Reeves continues to be that downhill thumper from the secondary that we need. I gotta give respect what respect is due. Yes, is he a great cover? I haven't really seen much of him, in coverage, moments. But one thing we could not deny that boy 39 about is coming down and being able to, be physical, on the defensive side. And he came and made some plays. We saw some small little flashes from Jordan McGee getting some pressure, on the run defense, hitting gaps and showing up, at least making contact until the defense rallies. Seeing some of these young guys is definitely, good to see, because this is what the future is going to look like for our Washington Commanders. Does DQ continue to call the defenses going into next year? Or does he go and try to bring in another defensive-minded a defensive coordinator to call the defense for us? Whether that be inside of the coaching staff, he gives somebody else another chance to show up and call defenses the way that they want to call it. Hopefully it's an aggressive defense. Hopefully we can go into this offseason and give us some young, quick off the ball pass rushers that can win one-on-ones and force, some double team looks or some chips with the tight ends and that'll free up some of our interior guys. I don't know, man, and or we can start blitzing off of that, but that's just talk for next year, right? We still talking about this year, in this game last night. But yeah, man, those are some of the guys that stood out to me, man. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. We saw TJ out there. He got a couple plays. Didn't really see him do too much, but I think he got just a tackle from what I seen last night. But Deron Payne, Noah, Jeremy Reeves, Mike Sanderstill, like those have. If you ask me who stood out to me the most in those games, those are the four guys that I could probably say stood out and had a good game. Do we need to still do better in zone coverage? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because we gave up a lot, like a lot of moments during that game on the defensive side. It was just like, God damn, y'all. If we are just in place to make a play, like I'd be okay with that. It's just like niggas was catching the ball open, and then we make the tackle. Like it was sad to see. But let's go ahead and get into but we know we're gonna talk about the highlight of the all highlights. I'm gonna give him his recognition. Traylon Burks, probably the catch of the year. It's already been compared to OBJ catch. Even OBJ had to tweet out 13-13. You know what I'm saying? The one-handed catch against who I thought we should have attacked more from a offensive perspective. And Moss, number 21, we should have been going at him all game because he gave up some catches that helped us out. And that one hand Blicky caught that John and he, and that's the surgery hand too. That's that dog that a lot of the fans been asking to see. Like, we need some guys that we just oop it up there too. As a Bronco fan for the Commanders, put up a great fight. Mariota has shown to be a great backup QB in Daniel's absence. Appreciate you. Appreciate that final thoughts. Yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a good game. I don't think that a lot of fans really thought that it would be that close, especially even going into overtime. I don't even think a lot of fans really thought that game would get that close and then go into OT and to have them come down and score. Probably had some people thinking like, oh, this shit is over with. We went down here and scored that easy. Now our defense, we've been playing well all season, just decided to come in and we walked the ball down the field. And we was moving the ball down the field, not a lot, but we had some success on offense throughout the 4 quarters. But that overtime, and then we shot ourselves in the foot with some penalties, and a drop pass by, Zach Ertz, who I thought he would have caught that. That's the type of catch he normally makes. But we remain resilient. We still competed. Terry McLaurin came in and showed up, and he made the catch that we needed to, score another touchdown to go, and then we went for it. And I know a lot of people was talking about, man, why did y'all go for it? Or why did we go for it? Why we just didn't take the field goal and try to get a stop? I think time was a factor as well. I'm not sure exactly what time we scored in that game in OT, but it's like, look here, man, your defense they just walked down the field on your defense. I'm not gonna say we don't trust in them, but do you put them back out there and potentially win the game? Or who's been successful most of the game outside of the first quarter? We pretty much scored every quarter outside of that. Like, do you take your chances in winning the game with your offense? We already know our offense is probably the best side of the football with JD5, but Marcus Mariota, who played a good game, still came up and he showed up and showed out. And it's just like you still got to look at it and say, hey, like he did show up. He showed up yesterday. He showed up last night. And it's like, all right, man, I'd rather take the chances than us going for a 2 and winning that way than us kicking the field goal and trying to get a stop. And now we playing for a tie. Nah, fuck that. We 3-9. We 3-8. I don't want to see no tie on our record. Win or lose. Win or lose for me. Go for it. Go for it. This is the time that you be the most aggressive that you want to be in the season. We ain't got nothing to lose but everything to gain. I'll say that again. We don't got nothing to lose but everything to gain momentum-wise going into next season. So if we can get guys to start making some plays like a Traylon Burks that made the one-hand catch, and then we get Terry McLaurin who was on a limited snaps. Then you come in and he give us 7 catches, 96, 1 tud. And then having him on the field and him producing, you see Zach Ertz beating man coverage at the age that he's at. And a lot of people didn't expect him to win those one-on-ones. But he's beating Hufanga, who played a hell of a football game with no problem. He's winning those matchups. And he's pushing, and he's getting some yak with that. 106 yards. All right, man. Let's get into the highlights. Let's tune into the highlights right here. We're gonna go over the highlights. Good run by RJ Harvey. One thing, and I'm not gonna keep doing the whole pausing and playing thing, but it's just like we've never allowed those type of interior runs. If you want to talk football and what offense has been having success on our defense, they've been winning on the outside. So the fact that we give up the first play straight down the middle of the A gap, B gap is like, damn, Slim, like that ain't good. I ain't like seeing it. Will Harris there. And then we're going to talk about this too, man. We saw Marcus Mariota up on the center. We're going to see it if they show the highlights. I don't like shit like that. It's 3rd and 10. They need 10 yards, y'all. They need 10 yards. And we're playing so far back. Like, we ain't leave one man just underneath just to throw him off just a little bit. That's a little bit about what I was saying from a defensive perspective. It's like, I would have loved to see us, have somebody underneath. We dropped. I know they ran everybody off, but look at this. This is the yellow line tells it all. We ain't got nobody there to rally to the football until after he gets past the first down line. Like, keep Bobby Wagner underneath at least. I know he ain't gonna he can't do nothing in space for real. But shit, at least let him. I'd rather keep one person underneath, man. 2 high safeties. We're gonna drop, but we're gonna have one underneath. See what I'm saying, y'all? Look how much space between Jonathan Jones and Franklin, Troy Franklin. It's just like, and I understand, yeah, you don't want to get beat deep, but at the same time, if you got a little bit of overtop help, and I'm not sure what the coverage was that time, but let's look at him. We playing almost 8 yards off already, and then he bails. He turns and bails. That's easy. That's easy football. That's easy pitch and catch, if you ask me. Especially what looks like a cover 3. That looked like a cover 3. Good little containment right there. Good rally to the football. I like the rally. I like how we rally to the football right there. Good defense, Noah. Good defense. Defense, bend but don't break. Got off the field. You got to respect that. That's good defense. Do you want to win when you're on the opposite side of the 50? Yeah. Do you want them getting into your territory? No. But you got to live with what you got. First possession with Marcus Mariota. Took what was there. John Bates. The shit. Stay in front of the sticks, man. We didn't hurt ourselves a lot. We didn't have a lot of penalties until late in the third quarter, maybe going into the fourth quarter. That's overtime for real is when we started getting the penalties on offense. Maybe 1 or 2 was some phantom calls, with the illegal motion on Terry McLaurin. But hey, it is what it is. That's what Zach Ertz. He actually moving. Sorry for the ads. Sorry, y'all. I don't pay. I get ads, y'all. I don't got money like that. See it, get it out your hands. And this is some of the stuff. I'm not saying JD5 don't do this, but this is some of the stuff that you would like to see JD5 when he come back from injury. I want to see him, whatever the hot read is. All right, we got a 3-by-1 or 3-by-2 with the running back to the left side. And it looks like they running some pick routes or running off some over here on his bottom right side. Hey, he got 5 yards right here. It's 2nd and 9. We need something positive. And this is what I want to see JD 5 get a little bit better at. Just taking what the defense gives you. If they giving you 2 or 3 yards, guess what? Now we at a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, maybe. Versus being at a potential you trying to scramble. And it works for him because when he scrambles, now the defense has to scramble, right? So it's good to see that. But I just kind of want to see JD just start taking what the defense gives him. And that's 3-4 yards right there. You got 3 and 8. Shout out to our old lineman, man. This is what I don't like to see. I don't like to see shit like this. Why the fuck are we throwing a deep a jump for a jump ball to fucking Jalen Lane, who's what, 5'9", 5'8", and we got Traylon Burks, who's 6'2", 6'3". If I'm throwing a jump ball to anybody, like we seen with the TD catch, that's who gets that type of throw right here. No, I'm not running that with Jalen Lane. I'm sorry, I'm not running this 1-on-1 and I'm throwing it up there, ooping it up there to Jalen Lane. No. Granted, he was in position to make the catch. I just don't like making that type of throw. I don't like that. I don't like that matchup. I don't like the matchup. Jalen Lane needs to be running drag routes, slant routes, quick hitches, bubble screens, put him in the backfield, get the ball out to him in a flat route. Like, that's what Jalen Lane needs to be used as. Not running deep 1-on-1, jump ball routes. I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I just don't want. That's just me personally. I think we had to punt the ball right there. Back on defense. What the hell Will Harris doing? Riley. Nice way to get there, Noah, and make a tackle. Like I said, Noah was, and he was good on the run fit all night. It's a good little run by C-Rod. I think he got the first down. I think they marked him short. RPO. Ertz leaked out. Good throw. Good catch. Good run. I'll take it. That's like a false start right there. This is what they've been doing. They got 2 corners. They playing pretty much zero coverage right here. They got everybody up on the line. That's just a telltale sign that they know that we about to run the ball. Personnel tells that. You see, John Bates is in the game. And we know when John Bates 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, we're running the ball. And you can tell that they knew that. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in the box. So maybe one high back there, 9, 10. Yeah, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Sorry, they got a 1 high safety. But you can just tell that they still predicting the run. And Hufanga just hit the gap. That's the McNichols run that we be like, it's 3rd and 12. It's like 3rd and 12. You anticipating us just running the ball, and then setting up for a fucking field goal. That's what that type of play call says. Just keep it in field goal range. Run a quick little inside draw, inside zone, or inside draw, and get what you can get. Don't fumble the ball. We're gonna kick 3. But this nigga took that bitch and said, fuck that. Nah. Coach, I'm gonna go get us 12. Break the tackle. Broke 2 tackles. Get up. Get the first down. Shout out to McNichols, bro. I deeply apologize. Step up. This is the pass that you just don't want to see. That's never good football, Marcus. Never good football. That's never good football, Marcus Mariota. And he owned up to it. He definitely owned up to it. Let me cut this closed caption off. He definitely owned up to it, y'all. But this is point. This is where we are in. And they covered up everything very well. Just throw the ball out of bounds, y'all. Let's live for the field goal. You took points off the ball, Marcus. Took points off the board, I mean. Because nothing is open. Maybe bad route. Ugh. Just hate to see it. You hate to see it, man. It's a 3-0 game in the second quarter. 3-0 game, y'all. And if y'all see at the beginning of this snap, y'all see 82 right here. He's chipping down, he's blocking down, and you see Noah's eyes get off of this guy. It comes off of this guy. They playing run fit, but you lose sight of 82, Noah, because he comes right across your face. Gotta stay disciplined. Gotta stay disciplined, but hey, it happens. It happens, but you would like to see 6 just stay disciplined with his eyes. Check down. We need one guy to just sit underneath. Yes, we're covering up everything on the back end, but it's just like you gave up. You covered up so much on the back end that you gave up 11 yards. I don't know if that's Bimba don't break defense in my mentality, but I don't like it. I think this is the TD right now. Ron Payne. Shit. Hey, that's the angry DeRon Payne. We need to see that every snap, my nigga. Again, I apologize for the ads. I apologize for the ads. Your boy is not paying for that. Unless I start getting some money on from this. I'll pay for no ads. Got some pressure. 52, you got to win right there. Good defense. Yeah, you could have called helmet to helmet. Yeah, you can call helmet to helmet, but fuck it. They didn't call it. Thank you. Appreciate you. 6-0. It should have really been 3-6, maybe. Good blocking, y'all. Take off. Marcus can still do that, baby. Marcus, no ace can still skedaddle. He can still get down that field. He can still run. He still got some wheels. He got a clean pocket mostly all game. Good fucking throw. Good catch, Zach Ertz. Clean pocket, man. This is going against one of the top defensive lines. Mark. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hufanga. Yeah. My man Scary Terry back, baby. My man Scary Terry is back. And that's just grown man. That's just grown man football right there. This is the football I like right here. Look at that combo down with Biotish and well, it looks like he's 1-on-1. He's 1-on-1 right here. My bad. He just gets downhill. He opens up the door. You see Josh Connolly sealing out the outside, getting his numbers turned. So the running back can see, and you got a clear hole right here. Then he kicks up to the next level. Is that Sam Cosmi? That's Sam Cosmi, yeah. And then he just hey. What's up, Slim? That's that aggressive run style that we need. And they show it again. Okay, so Sam combo down and then got up to the next level. Okay, my fault. That's great blocking. That's great blocking, Sam. Who's getting back in the weeds of things, man? Good shit, Sam. Aggressive run, 7-6. 1 minute left, and then we give up. We allowed this to happen. I don't know why Von Miller dropping back in coverage. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand why Von Miller dropping back in coverage. We brought you here to pass rush, sir. Guess you say you gotta give up something as a defense, man. Good. Y'all heard that motherfucking. I only got the volume turned up all the way. Mike Sanders still, hey, one thing he been doing good all season. He ain't afraid to tackle now nobody. He's not, hey, good coverage. Come off of that. That type of fucking football I like watching right there. I love football that. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. I like watching football like that. Get some little pressure. Just a hell of a throw. Shout out to Bo Nix, man. That's a hell of a throw. That's a hell of a throw. You don't want to go into halftime giving up points. You just don't. But hey, it happens. It happens. We really only down a touchdown, a score for real, for real. That's a hell of a throw, Bo. Hey, you gotta tip your hat off to shit like that. That's just an amazing play. Can't hate. Can't hate. Third quarter. Good block up front. Zach Ertz again. He said, I'm tired of running up the field, coach. I'm about to run out of bounds, Slim. That's all I ain't got. Free play. Free play. Zach Ertz again. Okay, see a little bit of wiggle. RPO. That's a great run design. Great catch by Terry. Bag lady, you gonna hurt yourself. That's just straight dog. Just oop it up there to him. That's who we throw jump balls to. My 13 catch was better. Fuck you talking about? I'm standing on it. Fuck that. My 13 catch was better. It was. Man, OBJ, man, it's just hard to beat the originator. Slim. It's hard to beat the originator, boy. But this catch was tough as shit, bro. Shout out to Traylon Burks, bro. After getting hand surgery and coming back and being able to make that type of catch. Oh my God. When the last time Washington had a receiver that can do shit like that? I ain't say he do it all the time, but his one catch, one target was that. When the last time we had some shit like that, chat? That shit is just phenomenal. That's phenomenal right there. Up one. Can't allow that. Can't allow this. On 3rd and 8, you cannot allow this. Especially when you're getting pressure from the outside, y'all. And we blitz. This is the blitz I'm talking about right here. This is the blitz I'm talking about. Look at this. We got Frankie Louvu coming on the outside. We got Jacob Martin, Deron Payne, Von Miller. We're blitzing Will Harris, and it looks like Jeremy Reeves. These two guys are blitzing down the same gap. Like at most, where's the stun at with these two guys? If you stunt with Deron Payne right here, and Will Harris and Jeremy Reeves come, then you got. I like that. Y'all tell me, man. Y'all let me know. If you stunt with these two interior linemen right here, at the snap of the ball, Deron Payne just runs straight at that center. Jacob Martin comes off of that. Will Harris is now one-on-one. Guess what? Deron Payne is taking up this left guard right here, or the center. No, this is the center right here. He takes the center. Now the left guard got to take Will Harris, and then now Jeremy Reeves get to come free. But then guess what you also covered up? Jacob Martin is now closing this gap that he eventually runs out of. That's the gap that he eventually runs. If you just run a stunt with Jacob Martin and Deron Payne right here, it's covered up. Then he gotta try to wiggle and try to make something, maybe bounce it outside to Von Miller's side or retreat. But don't forget, you got Jeremy Reeves coming free. Let's look at this. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong right here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Let's see. Look, he's taking on 2 guys right now. Just imagine if he just stunned it right there. He 9 times out of 10 would have stayed out there and tried to help out the tight end. And then now you're working with the right guard. You sit, look, this gap is open. Do y'all think that he still runs down that gap if it's a stunt versus him just trying to take on 2 guys? And look, well, you got the running back right there. So yeah, maybe it gets picked up. Maybe it still gets picked up. Yeah. But at least we there. At least Deron Payne or Jacob Martin is there to make make that tackle. And it's 4th down at that point. My bad. I ain't see the running back there. That's on me, y'all. Trickery. There's TJ right here. Didn't read it. He didn't read it. It's a great play design. Look, he's getting doubled. We only send 3. That's the one I said Will Harris should have dropped back more in coverage. Hopefully they show the quarterback. It may not show it. It's all good. I don't know if y'all can see what Will Harris is at. But look, we already got a guy right here. I know it's a little blurry, but we got a guy right here. Why is Will Harris not getting back in depth? Nobody's threatening him. And you got Cortland Sutton sitting right here. You got to drop back. And I'm going to give a benefit of doubt. This is his first game back. But, hey, my G, I like the looks. That's just a great route. A pick route. This is another thing I don't like in the NFL or just football in general. I get the reasons why you just don't pass off a lot of these routes. I get it. But you can't tell me, is it easier to cover Noah taking this slant away and Jonathan Jones picking up this pick route? Or is it just seems like it's more difficult for Jonathan Jones to make that play on 3rd and 5, especially when you know that they only need 5 yards. Especially when they shorten distance in the chain, and the chains it's 3rd and 5 and not 3rd and 8. All right, maybe 3rd and 8, I can see you passing it off. You can maybe got some time to recover and you give up a minimum gain. But this just looks, y'all tell me, and I'm gonna slow it down again, man. This is just me and my football brain. Maybe it's not the right brain to have, but I'm just saying that y'all tell me. Look, he runs direct. Yeah, he's running the pick route. We know he's not really picking them, but just imagine if Noah sits. What if he just sit? And instead of Jonathan Jones playing his face up, if he turns his numbers to the sideline, guess what? He can now read and still break on that slant route, even if you don't switch. But now he's ready for whatever route he's going to run because his back is turned to the sideline. And it looks like he tried to look. Do you go over and around? Who knows, man? I just feel like this play could have been passed off. Look at what Noah is. That's a pick, or that's like now Noah. Look, you see how Jonathan Jones runs into him. Now you within 5. You still within 5 yards, and you right at the line of scrimmage. You can make contact with him. You now to stop that. So I just don't understand the mindset behind not wanting to just switch that off. I don't understand why not. I really don't. You're just making 31. You're just making Jonathan Jones work extra hard to try to make a hell of a play when you could have just switched that off. I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know. Should they have passed that off? All right. I apologize again. I'm going to keep apologizing. Every time I'm going to apologize to y'all. And this right here is just, you can just tell the defense tired. They've been on the field. We got back there, just couldn't make the play. Shout out to Denver. We don't got none of this. Granted, we still got to push, but we lead blocking, man. Trying to tell y'all, man, if we start running under center, which we did, we started running under center a lot this game. We had a few good plays under center. I just wish we implemented it more. That's a scary throw, Mariota, but it worked. First down. We down to score, y'all. This is where I wish Jordan McGee settled down just a little bit. He came off on fire. Just imagine if you come and just run fit that. Like you just trying to contain him. Bo Nix can move out the pocket. Yeah. And we're not there on the back end. We're not there on the back end. God damn. In the third quarter, all good. Fourth quarter start. We got to get off the field. That's the pick right here that we needed. That's the pick. Bobby Wag, and we got pressure. We got pressure. We only sent 4 this time, but look at the stunts. Look at the stunt, y'all. You see how that stunt works? Look, you're going to have stunt from this D tackle coming all the way around, and that's going to free up Jacob Martin. And they ran a stunt. It's 2 stunts. He got there, forced him off his spot, and you get an ill-advised throw. When you put pressure on quarterbacks, y'all, when you get pressure on quarterbacks, you get these type of things that happens for you. You get these type of results. I'm just calling a spade a spade. On the center right here, yank off. Let's see what happens. Play action. Football ain't hard. Football ain't hard, y'all. Just blend it in. Just mix it in there. That's all I ask. It's good defense by Pat. Moody with his first kick. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was scared right here. Like, God damn. Though we missed that motherfucker. But Jake Moody came through, man. Knocked down the field goal. You see how he's playing this, y'all? Back to the sideline. Number to the sideline. Guess what he can do? He can plant that foot and shoot downhill. And he can still turn and run with that inside route if it gets to him. But see, ball out. Guess what he's doing? Ball not even at the line of scrimmage yet. The ball right here, y'all. The ball is not even at the line of scrimmage yet. And he got the ball out, and look what space he is. Now just imagine if Jonathan Jones is playing that, instead of playing this at the 10-yard line, if he plays that at the 7 or the 8-yard line. If he plays that at the 7-yard line, just imagine what can happen if he plays that at the 7. Instead of playing the sticks, you got over top help. It looks like a cover 2. You got help over top. Play it a little aggressive, Jonathan Jones. 31, play it at the 7-yard line right here. That's a pass breakup, or oh my God, he ran it right at the 7-yard line too. He stopped right at the 7-yard line. Hey, y'all, I'm just saying my eyes is. I'm not no coach. I just look at the game and I just understand, positioning, man. When you at on the line of scrimmage can tell you where that player is pretty much going to go. They know you playing 10 yards off. Guess what? I'm going to stop this early. I can see y'all in the cover 2. I'm going to run that to that safety. You know you got safety help, and you know you got inside help. So what you afraid of, Jonathan Jones, and running a double move? Guess what? With your back to the sideline, you could play that double move just as well. But I don't know, man. Who am I? I don't know shit. I don't know shit. Run some stunts right here. That's the play right there. Frankie Louisville came all the way around. Good fucking shot. About time we run some stunts. Stop just running fucking 4 defensive linemen straight up in front of where they start at. Stunt some shit. Just wrap this fucking whole line a little bit. We ran stunts right here. Look at this. Frankie Louvu, fake inside, and he wraps around. We see a lot more of this earlier on. I don't understand if the D-line just don't understand how to run stunts the right way. But look at them. They pointed it out. Look at Deron Payne and Von Miller. They run a stunt. We run double stunts, and we get pressure. We run double stunts, and we get pressure. I don't understand it, y'all. Sorry for the ads. That's powerful running right there. This is what I think B-Rob could have helped us at this year. I don't think we need to let go B-Rob. I think B-Rob could have helped us out with this power run. It's a good no call. That's a good no call. That's good. That's good. That's good coverage. That's just our guy gonna beat your guy. Another stunt. But it's 3rd and 8, and we ain't got nobody in fucking. Damn, man. I just want to see what's going on in the back end. Why are we so threatened? Now we rally. Good shit. I like that.